pause the game, and then pause the game, unpause the game, and try and jump again. Like, I'm told it's frame perfect. I don't believe that. I won't argue about it here. And if you do it correctly, you cyclone ridiculously high, like up to 3 times the height of a normal jump. And also maintain your speed for quite a distance. It's quite good to go quickly with, but it's remarkably difficult to pull off consistently. Even in IL runs, you'll miss it like a bunch of times trying to do it. So this is Sky Battalion, a non-linear level where you can do any of 3 sections in any order, and we're going to completely ignore that by doing them in linear order anyway. And thus completely undermining the design gimmick of the level. Groovy. If you try to do a spike jump there, if you land on a spike and try and jump off it at precisely the frame at which you land, you can jump off it without taking damage. Which, you can go for that. It's frame perfect in a 60 FPS game, if you want. Gain speed off the red springs. The red springs give you more speed than the blue springs, so you dive kick onto that. It's pretty hard to hit the right spring there and not hit the left one and get sent backwards. In this mid-boss, you have to hit a high uppercut here, exactly like that, and then boost to the right. And you bounce off and he dies in 1 hit. Mid-boss didn't even get a chance to attack. That's how fast you can do it. And he'll roll boost through this cannon. Normally you have to destroy the cannons and wait for an airplane to come and pick you up, and then go to the next level. Or you can just not do that and touch the right side of the screen and move on with your life. We like to do that here. So here he'll do a damage boost. If you turn exactly like that, if you turn around just before you get hit, you bounce in the other direction, because whether or not you bounce in a certain direction is based on the direction you're facing, not what direction you actually got hit from. The engine's not that complicated. So if you turn around just slightly before you get hit, you'll bounce in the opposite direction and maintain a little bit of speed. That's how you save a few more frames, and make that like, entire sequence even possible at all. Oh yeah, and health pedals as well, that's health. If you have full health, health pedals will also refill your meter, so health management becomes key. And this is another mid-boss. This is Spade. His movements are manipulable by your own, which means you kind of get a feel for it. It's really hard to explain, considering it lasts about -2 seconds like that. It's done. And if you pause the game, he's color palette inverts. So the final ship here can be a bit of a pain because it has moving crystals that can block your path, and it's based on the global cycle. Which, the global cycle is like the cycle of how long you've been in the level so far, so it's nearly impossible to predict where they're going to be. That was almost good. Almost. Just about. Taking ladders is slow, boosting up them is faster. Skids through the platform there at a very precise angle. That's a lot harder to do than it looks. Everything in this game is a lot harder to do than it possibly looks, but it's the kind of game where you spend hours practicing single movement traits. Get stuck on the ceiling. That's a thing with this game speed. You can kind of just attach to ceilings all willy-nilly, if you like. And here's this mid-boss. He's going to bonk off the wall to try and get a final hit in. Kind of whiffed one of the hits, so we'll have to do a slightly slower thing. If you get hit on the way down, you regain your cyclone, and you can use that to exit quicker. And now we'll hit the boss. And he'll jump dive onto that rocket because it will start the boss 0.2 seconds faster. Here's the boss. You have to hit all its feathers and then hit the head. Or just that, which gets everything in one attack. So he'll bait the boss over to the right side of the screen here and then do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again.
You have to wait for these 4 dashes to attack again. And in this third phase, there's this split attack you can skip.
He boosts through and then does an uppercut through a combo to hit all the orbs again. The timing on all this is quite specific, but he makes it look easy. And the last 2 phases, second verse, same as the first. Just 1 boost, all it takes. He went for the frame-perfect pause to try and skip the slow explosion animation, which, since we go by game time, has no bearing whatsoever on how your run ranks, but you can do it.
This is far from over.
Jade Creek, this level rules. This has super swimming in it because we stole our trick names from Wind Waker. So you can boost under the water, and if you repeatedly jump and dive, the jumping rule where you don't lose speed if you're dive kicking applies underwater as well. So you can do this and rise out with a lot of speed. Otherwise, swimming is quite slow, but if you do that, you can move through large bodies of water really fast, which makes a water level in a platform game actually not complete. Complete slow. That's not a complete sentence. I don't care. Moving on. So he'll do it again here. He'll rise out of the water with speed. And chaining continuous dive kicks is harder underwater because obviously if you're in the water, you're not in the air. So it won't you're not in the air, so it will make you do repeated dive kicks. You have to do it with a certain rhythm. And those bubbles will extend your jump a little bit further if you manage to hit one on the precise cycle, which of course he does. No problem whatsoever. So that jump is normally not possible to make unless you hit a very specific bump in the ground. And then he cyclones off, hits the ceiling, and goes all the way up to the top of the level, not even remotely doing the intended route.
Should make sure I'm running against a cycle later on this stage.
Yeah, this whole level is kind of cycle-based, because there's a later bit of the level where water rises and sinks based on the global cycle, so you have to execute well enough within certain parameters to have the adequate cycle. So this is late glide, he's not going to make it all the way, unfortunately. If your jump is very, very precise, you can make the whole jump in one. And this is Nira. Normally, she summons shields in order to protect herself the same way you can get shields as the player character. Or you can just kill her so she doesn't have time to do that. It's faster that way. He made that cycle. Barely.
So this screen and the entire next one is all on a huge global cycle. Which I think...
So this is the largest super swim. Let's see if he gets it. Because if you do, you come up with an immense amount of speed. Nailed it. That's really hard. Will he get the jump off the box?
Yes!
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. I love that sequence. It's great.
And that saves over 10 seconds compared to doing this.
It saves a
screen
ton
normally.
of time. So much time. It's so good looking.